All right. Hey, everybody. It's Jen Walling of the Illinois Environmental Council, and we're here live. I've got the state capitol behind me again for our weekly update about what's going on in legislative session. There's so much going on right now, and we have just over a month left, something like 34 days until the end of legislative session on May 31st. So we wanted to just give you some updates about what's going on. And of course, it's a sunny, pretty day here in Springfield at the state capitol. But we're not all here yet. There's a lot of remote lobbying still going on. And in fact, yesterday, we had a whole lot of remote lobbying going on with our virtual environmental lobby day. So I want to pass it off to Paloma, who did the work to put together our remote lobby day.
Thanks, Jen. So yeah, as Jen mentioned, we had our virtual lobby day yesterday, and it was the second one in a row to reach 1,000 registrants. So that was 1,000 folks from all over the state coming in to spread the word that CEJA can't wait and that we want environmental justice legislation throughout the state past this session. We were advocating for 3 bills. CEJA was, of course, one of them. The other 2 were environmental justice permitting and lead service line replacement. We had managed to set up over 80 meetings with legislators throughout the state as well, and that number is still growing, another testament to the dedication of the folks in our movement. We also had a really successful rally that had 250 plus folks on the line on Zoom when we were watching it, and even hundreds more who joined to watch the live streams for those. While we were doing the rally, we also managed to get trending in 6 spots throughout the state. So not only were we trending in all of Illinois, we were trending in Chicago, East St. Louis, Champaign, Waukegan, and East Peoria. So all the corners of the state were all shouting EJ for Illinois, CEJA can't wait, and all that good stuff. And now that Lobby Day is over, we are moving into our week of action. So that means that the movement does not stop yesterday. Keep an eye on all our social media to see other ways that you can get involved and tell your legislators the kind of policies you want to see passed.
Thanks so much, Paloma, and thank you so much for your hard work. Paloma really ran our lobby day operation this year. Also had some tremendous interns, Kimberly Fair and Shreya Patel, who did great work, as well as our comms director, Tucker Berry. So it was just a really fantastic day, and we are so grateful to all of the people that showed up. I know I had some really great meetings with Senator Barrickman, Representative Brady, Senator Curran, Representative Anstava Murray. Those were my teams, and they did amazing. Thank you all so much for the folks that showed up. And one of the things that I think we had a lot of success on Lobby Day, but also a huge success last week, was our Lead Service Line Replacement Act. And for that, I'm going to go over to Colleen, who's going to talk a little bit about what happened there.
Thanks, Jen. Yeah, it was really exciting to have so many people yesterday sharing why environmental justice and the environment is so important to them. And as Jen just mentioned, it was especially exciting because on Friday, we passed the Lead Service Line Replacement Act, House Bill 3739, out of the House. Representative Robinson has been such a strong champion on this issue for several years now and gave a really moving speech on the floor about why this is so imperative to take action now to protect children and our public health. And we were able to get bipartisan support with 76 people voting in support of the bill. It's not every day that we see bipartisanship in Springfield, but clean water is a bipartisan issue. And we're really grateful that we're one step closer to passing this bill and making it law. So it is now in the Senate, and we'll have another vote there before it reaches the governor's desk.
Great, thank you so much, and such great work on a bipartisan piece of legislation. So I think we're really excited to get that done and get it over the finish line. We also have doing quite a lot of work on sustainable agriculture and local food issues. So Elliot Clay, our Ag and Water Programs Director, is going to cover some of that.
Yeah, thanks, Jen. It's been a super exciting couple of weeks on the agriculture and sustainable food front in Illinois. Just on the 21st, we were able to successfully pass the Vegetable Garden Protection Act, aka the Right to Garden bill, out of the House 92 to 24. Very, very exciting. This is the first time we have gotten one of these bills out of a chamber and even out of committee. So we're heading in the right direction. And to just put the cherry on top, so to speak, for this bill as well. The Senate companion version of this, Senate Bill 170, just last week on the 23rd, passed out of the Senate 52-4, which is a vote that I couldn't have dreamed of. So I'm very, very happy that we're in the spot that we're in. Huge thank yous to this respective sponsors, Representative Gazzardi and Senator Kaler, for helping shepherding these along. Lastly, one that I wanted to talk about was this cottage food bill that we've been working on with the Illinois Stewardship Alliance and the Institute for Justice. We were successfully able to get that out of the Senate, also by Senator Kaler. Thank you again. 57-0, which was great. It is currently over in the House. Representative Gazzardi is sponsoring that one as well. And as in a correction, the House version of the vegetable garden bill was Representative Harper. I want to correct that. So thank you, Representative Harper. But we're still continuing some negotiations on the cottage food stuff, but we think we're in a pretty good place right now. So we'll keep everybody updated as that's going. One other thing related to conservation that we're doing is this Partners for Nutrient Loss Reduction Act. Right now, we've got a Senate bill that is currently still in the Senate that we are going to get an extension on and attach an amendment that we believe is agreed to by all the parties that have been negotiating this, and is going to get us in a good spot as budget negotiations start moving forward. So thank you all for your help. And yeah, with that, I'll hand it back over to Jen.
Thank you so much, Elliot. Really appreciate it. I also want to talk really briefly about House Bill 653, another bill that moved forward last week passed by Representative Damara Avelar. This was a bill that had to do with groundwater monitoring and quarries. Of course, Joliet is having some really difficult issues with its groundwater, potential for groundwater contamination, running out of groundwater, etc. So they're being very careful about the groundwater that is in the area. And there are these quarries that store clean demolition waste, but some of it can be very dirty, very toxic, and can build up over time. So we've advocated for over a decade for groundwater monitoring at these sites. It looks like we've come to a compromise this year that's really exciting, that will give more money to the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency to hire inspectors to go monthly to these sites instead of once a year. And also some more money to the local government, because Will County especially wants to do more testing, more monitoring of groundwater wells. So very excited about that piece of legislation that's been under wraps for a year. So we've got a number of other bills that are moving forward. We just wanted to highlight those ones today. I want to pitch it off now to Ariel Hampton, who is our legal researcher. And she's going to talk a little bit about what's next. We've gone through third reading deadlines, so we've gone through one chamber, and then some of the significant hearings that are happening this week. So Ariel, go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. Just as Jen said, now that things have gone out of third reading, they've moved out of their chamber of origin. They have to go through the same process in the other chambers. So we have about 2.5 weeks to get those bills out of their committee. And as for committee this week, we'll be paying a special attention to the subject matter hearing on utility accountability and ratepayer restitution in Energy and Environment Committee in the House, as well as our usual Ag and other energy committees. And I will pass it back to Jen.
Thanks. So we will keep you updated via Twitter and our newsletter, and you can sign up islandbiro.org. We're also islandbiro on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check us out and follow us. I do want to end with a little bit of what's going on with energy legislation and the Clean Energy Jobs Act. We are moving forward to get this done by the end of May. There are so many reasons that we need to, just urgencies in terms of not only the climate crisis from our perspective, but the solar jobs cliff and other items as well that need to get done. Maybe I'll pass this off to Colleen for a little bit to talk about how we're seeing some of that happen right now.
Yeah, thanks, Jen. Energy is a really complicated issue. I think everyone who has been supporting CEJA, all 900 plus pages of it for several years now, can attest to that. So we have various stakeholders that are meeting today and for the next 5 weeks to really negotiate on how we can get a bill forward that has enough votes to pass and that holds true not only the principles of CEJA and really centering equity and making sure that as we expand workforce and entrepreneurial opportunities, we're doing so for BIPOC communities, but also aligns with what the governor has wanted as well in his putting consumers and the planet first proposals last fall. How do we hold utilities accountable to the subject matter hearing Ariel touched on? So all of these really complicated issues coming together and making sure that we're best positioned to get the strongest bill out of that as we possibly can. And thanks to the people we had yesterday and the fact that CEJA has remained such strong support from throughout the state and with so many different co-sponsors, I think we're in a really good position to have an excellent clean energy bill that is as comprehensive and equitable as CEJA.
Thanks, Colleen. I agree. This is one of the biggest things that we want to get done this year. So we really need to see progress on the Clean Energy Jobs Act. And I see a lot of movement in Springfield towards that. Really grateful for everybody who's been involved. I have heard from a bunch of lawmakers that the Clean Energy Jobs Act is no longer the #1 thing that they're getting emails about, although it is the #1 energy bill they're getting emails about. So I definitely encourage you to go to our website and take our action alert, ilenviro.org, and write to your lawmaker if you haven't for a while. It's really important for us to be able to get these bills done. And we're just so grateful. It's the people power that have supported our whole legislative agenda. So again, thank you so much for your support. Check us out, follow us, and thanks for watching this little video update. And have a great day.